Hey, welcome back. I wanted to show you a little project that I did this past week by myself. Before I show you too close, I want to let you know on one of the rules I have on the homestead. If Amber randomly decides to make something out of scrap material that is laying around the homestead and it works, we don't laugh at it. I am not a carpenter in any means. I'm not good at, I can vision stuff and I can, vision what it should look like. I can see what it should look like. I have an idea, and most of my cuts and everything will be straight, but I'm usually not taking into account how corners will work and angles and stuff like that. I usually fall short there, but I'm learning. I'm getting better, but we don't look too close at that. If it works, then we don't look too close at the imperfections. So this was made out of scrap pieces that were laying around the homestead, minus the 1/8-foot board or panel of this poly. I'm going to get you the exact name for it. I'll put it below or put it up on the screen. I don't want to misquote exactly what this stuff is called. It's a corrugated PVC type paneling for greenhouses. So I got 1/8-foot panel of that, and luckily I made all really good cuts with that, so I didn't waste any of that because that was a fairly expensive sheet. The rest of everything you see, all the corner supports, the back, the base for it, that is all from scrap that we had laying here at the homestead. So, and I did this all by myself. I asked Brent a few questions about, am I in the right direction? And he's like, yes, but definitely don't look too close at the corners. But what I did was I made a cold frame box for my lettuce bed. And this is my first year to do lettuce. So I'm really excited now that they're growing. I'm really excited. I'm happy to see them growing. I'm excited to be able to have fresh greens on the homestead. And I'm hoping that with this box, this cold frame box, I will be able to keep these growing all winter long. And that we will be able to have fresh greens, fresh lettuces, spinaches all winter long, provided by this cold frame box. It'll keep, we don't have, feet of snow here. Most years, a couple years back, we actually had close to a foot of snow. But on normal winters, the biggest thing we have to worry about is really heavy frost or really heavy freezes. So these panels are made to let the sun in, but provide insulation and actually kind of act as a sun trap to funnel the sun in and keep things from freezing. So I have a lid that closes. It will let the sun in from the top and the three sides, and it should keep the frost off of my greens and provide the sun to keep them from freezing. And if everything goes right, I will have lettuces all winter long and into next summer, and I can just keep this going. I am really, really, really excited about this. I don't know why it took me so long to start lettuces. Maybe it's because, I had a little bit of my own advice about let's not try to grow everything on year one. Let's, pick and choose what we want to grow and start with stuff, smaller, and then progress from there. So this is the first year with lettuces, and so far I am absolutely loving this. I think we have just enough in here now that I can probably make me and Britt a salad, but it is definitely coming. I'll show you guys in here. It's definitely coming along, and they look really, really good. Looking in here now, it looks like maybe I have a bug on one of them, but I will get in here and treat that, and hopefully this inspires you to go ahead and try. It doesn't have to look pretty as long as it works. If this works really well, I have plans to do 2 more beds just like this, and that would be next spring, and then I wouldn't have to have another cold frame box or 2 more cold frame boxes until next winter. And normally, if I do something like this and it works really well, and we decide to expand on it, then Brent will step in and he will help me, and the next 2 will look a lot better. Or he'll give me some, more guidance into making it match up the way it should and look a little bit better. Same kind of principle that happened with our chicken coops. Our first chicken coop, I built 100% from scratch material that was laying around at the homestead, minus some paint and maybe some screws, hinges, stuff like that. And it is not pretty. It is not pretty at all. But it works. It functions. It works. And we actually have chickens in it still to this day. But once we got the chickens in there and we realized how much we enjoyed having the chickens and that we like what the chickens can provide to the homestead, then Britt got involved and we were able to build the big chicken coop, which is a lot nicer, and the corners match and doors open and close correctly, and it works and functions, and it's the size that it needs to be. Just a lot better. Yeah, guidance was involved in that one. We worked on that as a team, but he definitely did more of the design part of it and the measuring. I like to paint. So, but yes, hopefully, you guys are trying something like this on your homestead and seeing what works and what doesn't and trying. And if this doesn't work, I'm out the panel and some hinges that I didn't have here. Everything else I still had here. So I had one panel. I'll look it up. I want to say these panels are kind of expensive. I want to say this one panel was like $35 for an 8-foot sheet of this paneling. But I'm out, $40 with the hinges and the hardware for this. Everything else was scrap. So if it doesn't work, I can take this apart. We still have these boards. I can repurpose them for something else. But if it does work and we can have greens all winter long, then it is well worth the paneling. So I've seen these before. I've seen them for years, and I said, you know what, we're gonna try this. So hopefully this will inspire you to go ahead and just try something. I've seen people do this same type technique with buckets, like the storage totes, the opaque white storage totes, and they just flip them over on top of their bed. And when they want to harvest it, or when it's going to be a big freeze or snow, they put them out on top of it. Then they can go harvest it. They take it off. They put it back on when it's not freezing or not snowing. So you can even do something like that. This container that's here, this trough that I turned into a bed, I couldn't quite find a bucket or a storage tote that would fit that size. And the way I have them planted in here, it really needed to go over the edges of it and then be tall enough. The trough that I turned into a bed is about a foot off. It comes about a foot off the ground. So it's about a foot deep. So having to get a bucket, I would need a bucket that's, 2 foot tall, or a tote that's 2 foot tall. And I think it's 40 something inches, 42 something inches across. And I've never seen a storage tote like that. So I had to kind of go a different route and build something. But definitely think about starting some greens. I'm very glad that we did this. So if you have any questions, let me know down below. Leave a like, subscribe. We definitely appreciate that. And we will see you on the next one.